Hello everybody and welcome back to this tutorial, and right now we're going to take a look at how we can bypass the user account control on Windows 10 and gain the actual system privileges. Now on Windows 7 that is rather easy, and Windows XP as well of course. All you have to do in order to get system privileges is get the session back. All you need to type is help menu in your interpreter session with a Windows XP or Windows 7. Find the command about getting system privileges. Here it is, the get system. Attempts to elevate your privilege to that of a local system. You simply just type this command into the interpreter shell and you will have system privileges on those targets. But since we're hacking the Windows 10, if you simply just type get system, you will see that the privilege operation failed. The environment is incorrect, the following as attempted, and then this, as we can see, nothing really worked. Therefore, we need to find another way that we can actually gain system privileges on this target machine. What we're going to do is we're going to actually background this session and we're going to search for some modules which are called bypass UAC modules. As we can see, once we actually type this, there is going to be a bunch of modules that actually pop up. All of these are actually used to bypass the user account control, and the one that I actually found to work most of the time, and by most of the time I mean when the actual user account control is set on lower settings. And how you can check that, you can simply just go to your type here to search bar, type UAC. It will bring you up with this menu right here that says change user account control settings. You want to click there and it will open up this small window which will give you these 4 options, whether to notify you when changes are made in your Windows or whether to not notify you. As we can see currently on my actual Windows 10 machine, this is set on notify me only when apps try to make changes to my computer, do not dim my desktop. So don't notify me when I make changes to Windows settings. You can set this to never notify me when I do anything. You can set this on this one. You can set it right here, which is I believe default, as it says right here, notify me only when apps try to make changes to my computer. And you can set this right here that will say always notify me when I make changes to Windows settings, apps try to install software or make changes to my computer. Now if you have the actual user account control set on this highest one, I don't think any of these will actually help you, but if you have some of the lower settings, such as for example this one, and you type here use exploit Windows local and then bypass UAC _ FOD helper, just to see what it does, you can type here show info. As it says right here, this module will bypass Windows 10 UAC by hijacking a special key in the registry under the current user hive and inserting a custom command that will get invoked when the Windows FOD helper.exe application is launched. It will spawn a second shell that has the UAC flag turned off. This module modifies the registry key but cleans up the key once the payload has been invoked. This module does not require the architecture of the payload to match the OS. If specifying exe, custom your DLL should call exit process after starting your payload in a separate process. Okay, so options, if we simply just type that, you will see that we actually have only one option right here, which is going to be the session, which is already set. And if you type run, you will see it will perform a bunch of these things. A PowerShell window will pop up and we will get an interpreter session opened. As we can see, part of administration group, continuing, UAC is set to default, bypass UAC can bypass this setting, continuing, configuring payload and stager registry keys, executing payload, which is under this actual path, sending stage, which is sending the interpreter shell, and we got the shell opened. And right here, get UID, if we simply just type that, you will notice that we are still actual same user, so we don't really have the system privileges yet. But right now, if you type get system command, unlike in the previous example, right now you will be able to actually get the system account. Okay, so if you just type get UID once again, you will see that right now your authority is system, and right now all of these commands previously that we ran that actually require the system account privileges, you can run right now and you can execute them. So there is really nothing that will be forbidden or prevented from you to execute while your system accounts. You can do anything you'd like. If I background this session and type sessions right here, you will see that we have 2 sessions opened. Our first session, which was the one from the payload, and our second session, which is system account session, which is the one that we got from using the Windows/local/bypass UAC underscore fold helper. Now you can also try some of the different ones if you like. You can, for example, take different one. As we can see, everything is already set. So let's run our actual exploit and see whether we will get Meterpreter session opened. And we did get Meterpreter session open, so this one also worked. As we can see, started reverse TCP handler on this port, get system, and now with a different actual bypass UAC, we managed to get the actual system account privileges on the Windows 10 machine. Let's background this session as well, as now we can see we have two sessions opened. We can see they are under the ID 7 and 8, but what happens if a target has this setting right here? So default setting, don't notify me. And right now you will notice if you simply just type once again run on this setting, it will not work. It will not be able to actually give you a Meterpreter shell. Error, exploit aborted due to failure, not vulnerable. UAC is set to always notify. This module does not bypass these settings. Exiting. The same thing goes with the use exploit, Windows local bypass underscore SLU. I hijack, so show options. This was the one that we used previously, and if I just type run once again, UAC is enabled. As we can see, we get the same error. So if the actual settings are set to this ones, which is the highest setting in the user account control settings, if it is set to this, you will not be able to gain system privileges using these modules. If it is set to any of these three, which these two are actually default, this one I believe is default, you basically, most of you will have this one, then you will be able to actually bypass the user account control and gain system privileges on a Windows 10 machine. Okay, so basically that would be about it for this tutorial. I showed you how you can actually bypass the user account control and gain system privileges on a Windows 10 machine, as well as how you can even easier get the system privileges on Windows 7 and Windows XP machine. So that would be about it. So in the next tutorial I will show you how you can take your payload or your reverse shell and merge it with an image to make it look more believable and to make your target actually open it and execute it. So that will be about it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!